This is Irontrader. It is Tuesday. So as usual, we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. Now remember, the API report on crude will be out today at 4:30. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily chart. Now let's take a little peek ski, see what's going on. Okay, last Friday, we had a high, but it didn't really break out. Okay, it closed right down in the same basic level. So basically, what it did, it closed at 79.81. Okay, we have this here, this 79.62. We have 79.60, 79.77. So you're basically right inside that line. It didn't really close, even though it broke out. It didn't close. And then yesterday we had a red candle, which was an inside day candle, which basically means your highs and your lows are within the highs and lows of the previous day. That's all it means. Okay, so far today, let me just big this up a little bit. Okay, so what we have here yesterday, but we held that key 8 SMA. Now today we can see we have a lower low. Okay, so realistically here we are below this key level, which is your 8 SMA, 78.23. You need to reclaim that. And then you need to reclaim the 78.01. That's your 200 SMA. You need to hold that. Now, again, if that sells off here, you have the 21 day sitting right at 77.14. And then we have this Hondo here sitting at 76.71. Now, if that is lost, then what we do is we come here to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 75.84, and then we have this nice double bottom situation here at 75.52, which lines up very, very nicely here with your 50-day, which is just underneath it at 75.18. So that would be your key support levels. Today, what we're looking for, though, is for it to hold this key 200 SMA at roughly 78, say 78, and then we have your 8 SMA right above that at 78.22. But we got to see how that's going to actually going to shake out here. Now, again, if it goes back to the upside, well, we'll look at today's high. That's 78.88, and then we can just follow these candles right up here. So what we have here is you have 79 flat, and then we have 79.28. We have that 79.62. Then we have yesterday's high at 80.41, and then we have your recent high at 80.85. Now, again, if it gets above that, then we just look to the left of your chart and we can rise it all the way on up here. But there's really no sense looking all the way up there. We already know where it's going to go. This is going to be the key level here, this 80.85. And then I say if it breaks out, then we just look to the left here. Okay, so you have your 81.05. We have our 82.24. You have 82.83. And then we have a nice retest there of 83.60. Which is that price channel coming right out off. So that would be the next leg. And then here's the next leg after that. You're looking at 85.90. And then we have your next leg after that, which is basically 89.85. Okay. But realistically, that's where it can go. But you need to close back above that 80.85, that recent high. Right now, she's not looking too bullish here. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out. But for me, I am looking here to get a nice good scalp on this here and maybe take this thing here long. Long, short, it doesn't make any difference to me, okay? So basically what we're looking for here is that key level, that 200 SMA here. Now you're looking at 78.02 here, and then we have right above it, we have that 78.23. You really want to hold that on a closing basis. If not, we'll come down to that 21 SMA, and then we have your nice 100 SMA, 76.71. Right below. And then we follow the candles, but realistically, here's going to be your target, is going to be that 75.18. Now, here your RSI. Well, we're looking here on the downside, but we're just kind of a sideways action. We just have to see how this is all going to shake out. You're still very, very bullish pattern. Here, your MACD, your green is still above your red, shows that you do have momentum. So if that crosses over, then we could get it on the downslide here. So we got to see how that shakes out. But you still have your series of higher lows all intact. And this price could come all the way down to that 50-day easy and you still are all intact. Your round bottom here is all intact here. The key is we have to get above that 80, 85. That's going to be the key. Now, OPEC had like a virtual meeting where they're discussing all the cuts. They're going to maintain their cuts now, I guess, for another 3 months. The meeting was supposed to be on the 12th, but they had it over the weekend, and it was a virtual. Okay, so basically they're going to maintain the cuts for another 3 months. But the key to it is Russia. Russia is going to cut over 400,000 barrels a day. Now the question is, are they actually going to do it, or are they just saying they're going to do it? Okay, so that is the key. So they want that price right around the $80 here on WTI. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out. So let's take a look here at a weekly and a monthly chart. Okay, here we have your weekly chart. Now, you can see here where we have this red candle. Okay, so we're basically inside of the previous weeks. But again, this is only, we have 4 days left in the trade. Okay, so what you really need to do, it needs to hold this key level here. That's at 77, 76. That's your 50 SMA here. Now, that would be like on Friday. And then your next level right below that is 76.67. And then you have your 21-day at 76.45. So these are all your key support levels here on your weekly chart. And they need to really hold that, by Friday. That's the key. Now, your RSI here, well, that can bounce around here. Your MACD is still bullish. Your green above your red here. Doesn't have any signs of curling, so we got to see how that's going to shake out. Now, here on your monthly chart, well, you can see where you ran into some big time resistance there. Okay, that's 79.35 in your that, and then we have your 79.85 right above it is your key levels here on your 21 SMA here. Now, if we look at your Friday's high, you had 85 here. So basically what's happening is your 21-day is rolling back over here, and your 8 days not getting any juice here so far. So you have some really running into this resistance here all the way on up here. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out. But again, man, that's a monthly chart, so you got plenty of time here. The month just here started. So realistically, what you want to watch here on the closing basis for Friday is that 50-day, that 8-day, and then this key 21 SMA. If that is all lost here, you would have big targets all the way down here. But, realistically, we'll see if that's even going to hit all the way down. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, we can really see here exactly what's happening. Okay, now, the positives on this is, see your 8 SMA here, 1.802, okay, and your 21-day, 1.792. So basically, your 8-day now crossed over your 21-day, and that's very bullish. So even if it comes down to this level here, you're still in very good shape. Now, so far today, inside day, basically highs and lows are within the inside of the highs and lows of the previous day. So what we want to look here on the upside is we want to look at today's high. You look at 1.945, and then we want to look at yesterday's high, 1.989. That's going to be very key. Okay, so 1.989. You say, well, geez, how come it stopped right there? Well, basically, what you have to do is you have to look right over to the candles here. Okay, so what do we have here? You had 1.989. Okay, and we come to the top of this candle. What do we have? 1.993. Okay, there's your resistance level right there. Okay, so again, if it goes to the next level, then we come up to here, 204. If we go to the next level, then what do? We come up here to 210. Then we follow this key level, 212. That is going to be very key in the resistant levels. So basically what you want to do is just you want to follow the candlesticks up. So always look to the left of your chart, because what you do is you're basically trading level to level. Okay, so when it ran up to here, when we look for the resistance there, we look for a resistance there, and then we finally come up to this resistance, that 2.127, and then your big boy up here is going to be your gap at 2.168. Now, again, if we can get above all that there is resistance to the left, but realistically, there's your target at 2.275, your 50 SMA here. Okay, now if you look at your 50, it's starting to level off here a little bit here. Your 100 days still going, but your 200-day simple moving average is still going right across here very, very nicely. Now, here on the downside, what we want to watch is you want to watch yesterday's low. That's going to be very key. That's sitting at 1.87. If that is lost, then we look right here to your 1.80. That's your 8 SMA. And then we have your 21-day right below it at 1.792. Okay, so again, if that's lost, then we'll look to the top of this candle, 1.73. You look to the bottom there, 1.71. And then we look here to the bottom of this candle, 1.66. We look to the top of that candle, 1.63. And then we have the bottom here, 1.59. And then we have 1.58. And then you retest 1.52. Very, very easy. Now, the key level, which you always want to watch here, is this 8 SMA here. See this? Okay, so when you went the price, and I pointed this out here at the beginning, actually Sunday night, that this is the key that you want to watch, that 2.013. Okay, so as high as you got there was 1.989, basically 1.99. So you're right into that level. Now, when you have these averages here, it doesn't mean that you're going to go right into 2.1, and this fell just a little bit short. See, that's your resistance level. Now we've got to see what's going to happen. Can it pop up here and then go basically to this candle here? This is what we're looking for. There's that gap, that 2.168. Can it do that? Or is it going to be knocked right back down? So if it does get knocked down again, then you want to watch that 8 SMA. That is very, very crucial. And that 21-day, very, very crucial. I can't stress that enough, okay? That's exactly what you want to do. You have to watch those on the downside, and then on the high side is we want to watch yesterday's high. That's going to take her higher, okay? So if you can get a close above that, well, then we have a nice target here at 2.12. Yeah, close above that, you have a nice target here, basically, at that 2.168, and then you close above that, you have a nice target at 2.27. Okay, let's take a look here on an hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, here we have your hourly chart. Okay, we're still looking good here, okay? Because remember, we used to have an inside day. So you had a nice series of higher highs, okay? And then you had basically this double top, and this here was that EI report last week, okay? Nice spike on the candle, and then when it rallied up, you put in a high here of 1.89, and then we had a high here of 1.88, okay? That's just a classic double top situation, sold down, but held that key 100 SMA here, and now she rallied right on up. So you want to watch a couple things. If this sells down, this key level here, this 1.877 is going to be key. Now, the next support level below that is you want to look to the bottom of this candle, okay? This is that 1.87. There's your gap, okay? And then we want to look to the top of this candle, 1.838. There's your fill, okay? So if you bring that line right across, it goes right below that 100. That is your support level. And then if that's lost, we can fill that gap at 1.83. And then that's what we have there for your next support level. And then obviously if that's lost, we can come over to the bottom of this candle, 1.82. And then right to this candle, you're looking at 1.81. And then we have your 200 SMA here at 1.795. Okay, so very, very easy here just to look at it and see what you have for your support level. Now, the upside, you want to go watch that 1.90. That's that 50 SMA here. And then above that, we have that 8 SMA at 1.92. And then we have your 1.928. Above that, we just look to the top of that candle. That's at 1.945. And then we can just work yourself up here until you get to 1.98. Okay, so there's your support levels here. And then there's your resistance levels on the old natural gas. Okay, you can see here a 4 hour. That's nice stair stepping here. Now we have to see if you can get above this key level. Okay, so when we look at this here, okay, now this is 1.99, which lines up pretty nicely here when we look at that weekly chart, that 8 SMA at 2.01. So so far here, you have to get above that. So when you look at your price channel, you're looking at that 1.989, and then you know what I'm saying, you're looking at 1.99. So you're just about there. But if you can break above that, then we can go to the left and stair step all the way on up here. But if you can't, then we're going to get some sideways action. So you always want to watch your SMAs here. So first is on the upside, that 1.92, and then on the downside, that 1.88. If not, you can come down here to retest at 1.81 here. Now you can fall all the way down to this 1.73 level on your 100-day, and you're still going to have a nice uptrending chart. You can see we have that low of 1.52. We have a low here of 1.58, and then we have a low here of 1.59. So low, higher low, higher low. So even if this fell all the way down here, that pattern is still very, very much intact. But the key is going to be a close above that SMA here, 1.99. Then you can move on higher. Okay, that's what I got for you on crude and natural gas. I'll be back here later today after the pit close at 2:30, and we will review them both again. Thanks for watching.